Hey guys, welcome back to Animal Crossing. Last time we got our debt completely paid off. And we're living the high life right now. We no longer have debt. And we have the biggest house in the entire world and it looks like a big green dildo, which is exactly what I wanted it to look like. Either way, we also got told that, they're going to be making a statue of me because I'm just that cool. So before I look at the statue, go ahead and look at my mail. Let's see, has anybody sent me anything interesting, or is it still just dog shit? Nook, what you gotta say to me? A mop. Yes, a mop is great for room decor. Thank you, Nook, for giving me a mop. Alright, then we got a dinosaur egg that we cannot use, and a skull of a pterodon. That's actually useful, so. Therefore, I'll give that over to Blathers, and I never actually sent off that one piece of mail that we got that we were going to send off last time. It's not all that great on that stuff. Oh yeah, I should check and see. Any notices? Nope. Anyway, I believe... Is it going to be there? Yep. Oh, it's right next to Oliver. Thank God it didn't actually encroach on Oliver's space, though. He's better. Anyway, once you, settle every single of your debts and get the highest house, the highest level house in the entire game, you get this nice gold statue. This statue is erected in honor of Frozen's full loan repayment. If only they built me a fucking, golden statue whenever I repaid all of my loan. Also, I came to tell Oliver and the golden statue of me because I'm narcissistic. But today is actually August 9th, and the coolest thing about today is that I got done my final piece of homework in all of my master's degree. So now I'm just waiting on a grade, but I'm pretty much just done with my master's degree, and that's wild. As the kids say, that's fucking wild. Mostly because, it was so weird because, school's been a large part of my life for a very long time. Hell, me talking about school has been a large part of the backlog for a very long time. So it's feels so weird to not have to go to school anymore. It's like a weight off my back, but at the same time, it's like, what's the score? What's next? Oliver's here with me in his spirit. And, I've got this golden statue. I wish it was actually on the left side, though it is kind of fitting that it was right next to Oliver's peach tree. So that's kind of cool. Anyway, yeah, but that's kind of the only thing. There are speedruns that are all based around just getting that golden statue up. So, yeah, I guess I've gotten... You could mark that as, what the complete moment of the game. You could mark it as some kind of ending, but it's not my ending. Welcome, Frozen. Did you see the moment, the monument I built? You can't have missed it. I asked a famous sculptor, sculptor, to make that statue, it's very expensive. Yes, very expensive. Now then, about the price. Fuck you. Just kidding. I actually found it in a trash bin at a Chinese restaurant. And, I just thought I'd erect it and say it looks like you. Your face. Priceless. I'm the one who ordered the monument. So I never expected you to pay for it, even though I expect you to pay for everything. So, yeah. I guess I'm just going to be inconsistent this one time. It was just my way of thank you for your royalty. Your royalty? Yes, royalty. Your loyalty in doing this with me. You're the best. I hope you'll continue to be one of my favorite customers, yes? Damn. Well, thanks, Nook, for jump scaring me with debt. You almost got me hard. Anyway, any cool things? It's a fucking mop. Though I am going to buy some random shit from Nooks, because we still need to raise that money level. And they say, if you, buy a ton of shit from him, he'll actually upgrade again. There seems to be, one other requirement. I just can't remember right now. It's a fucking rubber tree. And I'm pretty much just buying these things from him and then selling them directly back to him because I don't want them. I'm like, I don't want your shitty bonsai tree or your blue cabinet or that goddamn random plant over there or a fucking mop. I kind of like the mop so you can have some wet-ass pussy. It's not a holy bonsai. It's a holly bonsai. I don't know how that works. Maybe it's holly. Totoro, we must go to Egypt and defeat Dio to save Holly. Holly. Totoro. Holly. God damn it, Joseph. Just give me so many raffle tickets. I'm not going to show up at the raffle, Nook. It's just not going to work out. Anyway. Oh, yeah. I need to sell all this shit back to him. I don't want it, so you can have it. I don't want this dog shit, so you can own all of it, except for the pterodon head. Yeah, I bought that for like 6,000 bells. I sold them back to him for like 1,000. Very much less. Anyway, we're going to come back and see you later, Nook, because we do need to talk about a very interesting mechanic that I've not been able to show off yet due to my lack of having items to actually perform it. So, first off, I'm going to head over, pass by Oliver and the statue of me, pick this shit out, and then I'm going to go into the post office. And we're going to do something that seems kind of weird because we've completely ignored this thing. What the hell is this thing? Well, we got to talk to you about something called the e-reader. And, instead of Frozen from the video game talking to you, Frozen from real life is going to show you something. He's going to show you some show and tell. All right, so Frozen here on camera. You could see a little bit more of like a really shittier look at where I usually record my videos. Though then again, I usually record my videos in the same exact place that I stream. Anyway, this is supposed to be a part of one of my newer Animal Crossing videos. And I want to show you guys something because, I wanted to plan something. So either way, time for show and tell. This is a Game Boy Advance. You guys know what a Game Boy Advance is. We've used it here on the channel during this series to go to the island and shit like that and see our waifu Anka, which had a good representation of her. Future Frozen, put a picture of porn right here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'll do that. Anyway, this is the this is my dildo. This is oh god, do you like being really close? This is the Game Boy to GameCube link cable. We've used this as well to get to the island. You would plug this shit into this shit, and you'd make shit. And then you'd, go to the island and all that shit. So anyway, that is, that's old news at this point. What I'm going to show you guys next is something I just got. This is a Nintendo e-reader for the Game Boy Advance. This is a very weird thing that I never had when I was young because I did not grow up in 2002. This thing is a barcode scanner. What this was, it was an attachment for the Game Boy Advance that would plug into the top slot. So it would plug in like this, and it would like start up its own application that would like run like really weird things. And what it would do is you would have these cards that you would buy, like in like trading card packs, and then you would slide them through the top, and weird things would show up there. So, why do I have this? Another question is, why do I have two of them? So, weird thing is, these things have compatibility, is that the right word? Compatibility with Animal Crossing. So, we're going to be using it for Animal Crossing. But the weird thing is, why do I have two of them? This one right here is the e-reader, just a Japanese e-reader. It may say E+ on it, but that's because it came with like a certain game that is E+. Maybe one day we'll get to that. But this is a Japanese version, and then this one is the English version. Now, the Japanese versions are a lot cheaper on the internet, but the English versions are the one we need, because guess what? These things are region locked. Not in console. If you actually plugged in the Japanese one into my like American Game Boy, it would still run like completely properly. The weird thing is, the cards that were made for it are region locked. So therefore, if you got cards but don't have the right region of e-reader, this thing is a piece of trash. So, what is this all conclusion as? Here is my last piece of show and tell. This, you can see some light using it. There's no good view for this. This is a package of Animal Crossing e-reader cards. These are about like fucking 20 years old. But yeah, this is what e-reader cards would come in, like little like trading card package. And well, this is like a piece of, I just dropped it. This is this is a piece of like gaming like fucking history right here. Fucking goddamn, I just dropped something in my pocket. goddamn fucking e-reader cards and stuff like that. So this thing cost me about $50. Kind of annoying. They're out of print, and you can buy singles for each card. I wanted to buy like actual cards because I want to get a card that is not currently on eBay. It's rare enough to not be in anything, like nobody's selling it individually, but it would still be in these packages. So, what am I gonna do with this 20-year-old piece of memorabilia? I'm gonna destroy it. Okay, so I didn't want to set up like me putting the camera back down so you guys can actually see my hands moving with shit because I just didn't want to, mess with all that cred. Don't you like me waving this around like a fucking freak? I just want to do this kind of like haphazardly because, I'm lazy as shit. So either way, to show it off like in its full thing, it looks like that. And it's got like, kind of like the Animal Crossing box art house right here. It's got a bunch of different villagers on it and some like special guys. You got like I think Niblet. The only one I mean other than like the ones we've already seen, like people like the mayor, like fucking the monkey. The only one on here I recognize is like Niblet. That green one. That one's in our town currently. So anyway, that's the front of this. It's kind of basic looking, but it does have the Nintendo seal of quality. It is very basic looking, and it feels very flimsy. Second side has a bunch of just things that say on it. I want to make sure you guys can actually read it. That's readable, I would say. You just have to squint your eyes really, really harsh. You might want to pause the video and actually read it if you really care. But what it says on the back for me is Animal Crossing E. Gotta love E. E-reader would be an e-meme if the e-meme was actually funny. Let's see. This pack contains a randomly assorted set of 5 cards. Collect and trade Animal Crossing e-cards. Nobody's going to trade these with me, fucker. No, there is no game to play with this. There's no game to play with any of the Animal Crossing cards. Except for using them in-game. But it's like, whatever. Okay. Let's see. Scan Animal Crossing e-cards for unique messages. When you scan an Animal Crossing e-character card, you get a special message on your Game Boy Advance screen. Cool. Get hints, tips, and general banter every time you swipe. Get connected with the e-reader in Animal Crossing. Connect your e-reader and Game Boy Advance Animal Crossing. No, your Game Boy Advance to Animal Crossing on the Nintendo GameCube using the Nintendo GameCube Game Boy Advance cable. That is a long name. To get items, letters, music, and more. Add designs for clothes and new town tunes with a single swipe. Well, we can't replace the Digimon town tune, so I'm not choosing that. Use the e-reader with Animal Crossing e-cards at the post office to get your Animal Crossing Village in your Animal Crossing Village on the GameCube and get letters and gifts from characters on the cards. It's video game software on cards. Great tagline. That's why it fucking failed. It really did. Because nobody fucking knows the e-reader. Let's see. Plug the e-reader accessory into the from Nintendo into the Game Boy Advance system. So you don't need to get the Game Boy Advance system from Nintendo, but you got to get these from Nintendo. What the fuck? Scan the cards through the e-reader and get ready to play. Both are required in order to scan on e-reader cards. Many e-reader card series are available, and more on the way. No, they weren't. Lies. Look for the e-reader icon on compatible card packs. I think you would know what an e-reader card is when you see it. Looks very definable. Anyway, it's time to deface. I want to deface this very, very gently. That sucks, man. Oh, come on. I wanted to keep this nice and clean. Instead, I'm just ruining it. Oh, God. Look at that. Fuck. 50 years. 50 years. No, it's $50 I spent to get this thing. I kind of don't want to take it out too much. I just clipped my nails. One time I actually have nails. And well, actually, I still have my thumb. My thumb has its nail on it. It's not sharp enough to cut anything, though. What do I have in my pockets? I have a phone. That's not useful. I've got... Oh, here's something interesting to show you guys. I've got another e-reader card. This is actually not compatible with this shit. Though it is of our waifu, so that's all that matters. It's not gonna work. Have to get up. I'm lazy though. Let me see if I can reach for a pencil. Ugh, boy. God, something dropped. Yes. Poke the pencil. That kind of works. Okay. These are fucking stuck in there, dude. I'm just like trying to cut as nice of a hole that this is ever gonna have. Okay. I think that's enough. That's enough. Let it out. Let me out. That's what it's screaming. It's screaming to be opened. And you know, I'm going to be your opener. Your releaser of souls. There we go. I didn't fuck it up too badly, but it's definitely got some damage to it. Now it's got a nice crusty white line on it. I gotta love that. Gotta love that these things were super fucking hard to get open. And now we've got this. So it's got that same packaging, but on the back, it's a bit more interesting, I guess. The camera would actually focus. Nah, it won't. Anyway, what it says is, so it's saying that same tagline. It just has a kind of cool background. But these are old packaging things, so it's like, I'm either going to do real good, or I'm going to do real bad trying to open this thing. Okay. Alright. Pull it the Digimon card way. Alright, I don't know. I don't want to know what's in there until I know what's in there. Okay. The nice thing is that there are less cards in here than any kind of card thing I've ever opened on the channel, so it's much easier to pull cards out. Okay. There's only 5 cards in here, so we better get lucky with some cool ones. Alright. Pull that off. Pretty much saved this thing pretty goddamn easily. It's just got an opening at the top, but that's okay. Anyway, we've got, for our first card, we've got, what the fuck is this? It's Jumpman Mario. It's a goddamn clothing thing. Look on the back. We have Mabel and Sable staring at a picture of Mario. I could make this in my fucking sleep. Okay. Next up, this one kind of works. We got Nibbles. She's in our town, so that actually kind of works. And the cool thing about these cards is that, sure, it's got like art of them and their name and all that weird shit, as well as like just a picture of a squirrel. If you switch it around, you're gonna see it's got all this character card shit, so you can read shit about the profile for our villager. Man, that actually worked. Okay. So Nibbles is a female squirrel. You got to see my fat body as I sit here and read fucking cards. Okay, so her sign is Cancer. She's definitely Cancer. I can't lie about that. Her clothes are watermelon shirt. Pet phrase is niblet. And her profile says, "It's funny how no matter what they say, some animals just never get on your nerves. Maybe it's all in the delivery. Or maybe Nibbles just needs to work on her people skills." I mean, she is kind of annoying. And then you get a little password at the bottom, and I think we're going to talk about that at some point. And then on the right side, you actually get that's called the .scan code. Scan this shit, that's how you get it to work. So you pull out your Game Boy Advance, and you would go, whoop, like that. So yeah, cool. Okay, next up is a little pamphlet. A little pamphlet. It's got a little thingamajig. Damn. Oh god. This is an odd one. It's like an entire tutorial. You can design cards? What? Town Tune cards? Oh, design cards. We can't design them. Preparing. It's got like entire thing. Like, it's got this. If you can zoom in and read it, have fun with that. I'm not going to read it all out. It's got this back here. Kind of cool. And then if you flip it like this, I guess you can flip it all the way, but I wouldn't recommend it. it's got like, oh yeah, it's got like an entire tutorial on how to mess with these cards. That's actually kind of cool. It's a nice little looking card anyway. So yeah, nice. I like it. Anyway, next up, we got good old KK Slider. We haven't met him in game, but we'll see him at some point. He's a dog with a fucking banjo. Let's see. So, come on, focus. 5-hour energy is focus. Guess it's not. Anyway, this says KK Slider, and it says that he is a Virgo sign. He's a special card for only the specialist. And its profile says, while his real name is Totakake, this canine hepcat goes by the stage name KK Slider. He belts out tunes and doles out music every Saturday night at 8 p.m. in front of the train stations. That's probably why we've never seen him. It's because we haven't been playing on that time. But yeah, gives you a code and gives you the dot code. That's kind of cool. Next up, let's see. There's only 2 left, as you can see. And we've got Joey. If you remember, if you've ever seen Charborg, that channel, you're gonna know this guy. What was his name? Dobie. This is the turnip drug selling mastermind, Joey, otherwise known as Dobie. His name's not actually Joey. It's Dobie. So yeah, it's got the back of his card. It's weird that we got one that's actually in our village, and a one that is like an animal I actually remember, but is not in our village. That's interesting. Anyway, Joey is a Capricorn, and he wears the number 3 shirt, and his bet phrase is cool. Joey seems to like life in the backyard. In fact, he likes it so much his whole house is like it is outdoors. Run through the sprinkler, relax in the hammock, and then grill up some food on the barbecue. Don't do that in your house, Joey. Keep your day job. Let's see. And then last one is Cap'n, everybody's favorite human stealing weirdo. His label for his animal is like a kappa. So that's kind of interesting. Anyway, there's the back of his card. I know you can't read it all that well. Anyway, it says that his sign is Cancer, and that even though he looks like an old man, Cap'n is just a young sea turtle. A turtle, eh? Totally not a yokai trying to kill me. He's a little rough around the edges, but he's got a good heart, and he'll sing a sea shanty for anyone who asks, even if they don't. Damn. Well, yeah, now you might be asking the question, why did we get all these? They're cool. They're cool, expensive, and, well, I mean, they're kind of interesting, and do have compatibility in the game, so it's like, I'm gonna take that. There's a very specific reason why I wanted to like actually get a full pack of this. There's a specific card that I want to get that's like not on eBay anymore because it's kind of rare. It's not actually a rare in these packs. So I'm like, what if we bought all the packs on eBay? What a bad idea. So I did at least one, and then another one is coming, and I'm trying to find that one character, but finding that one gonna be a little bit tough, but yeah, we might be looking at that more throughout this series. But yeah, those are the cards. So back to actual video game Frozen. Okay, so real life Frozen showed you pretty much what e-reader cards are and showed you all the ones that we got. So after that very long explanation, you now know what e-reader cards are and what they gotta do with Animal Crossing. So because of these 5 cards I got Cap'n, Jumpman Mario, Joey, Nibbles, and KK Slider. I thought, I want to slide them all through and see what I get from them. So I've got my Game Boy Advance with the US e-reader plugged in. So what you want to do now is you want to go to the e-reader machine. Welcome, Frozen. Thank you for using the e-reader transfer machine. Would you like to read an Animal Crossing e-card? Or would you like to download the card reading program to your e-reader? Now, what you want to do is you want to click on Prep e-reader. In that case, insert your e-reader to your Game Boy Advance and connect it to your Nintendo GameCube. I already have that set up. Let me just grab it from the ground. I want to show you guys the process, though. So it's already plugged in. I'm just going to go in. You guys aren't going to see this. What you want to do now is on your e-reader, you go to the slot that says Communication. And then you go to, it says to Nintendo GameCube. With that, you're just going to press the E button, the A button. There's no E button. That would be very interesting to use. And it'll start getting ready to, like, suck in an application. So then you just press A again. Prepare the e-reader for communication. Press the A button when you're ready. Now what it's doing is it's downloading a program that Animal Crossing sends to the e-reader. Then the e-reader will be saving on top of it. So once you do this, as long as you only use one e-reader for one singular game, which is this game, you never got to download it ever again. I've already done it, but I'm just doing it for the sake of showing you. The e-reader is showing like different things and stuff like that. But it's currently downloading that thing onto the e-reader. In a way, the e-reader was the first kind of like flash cart kind of idea, or at least for portable things. It's like rewritable memory that's on the e-reader. And it is a little bit of a chunky device. It's got to have that like scanner in there, that barcode scanner. Scan the dot codes. But it's also got some kind of rewritable flash in there that exists. Your e-reader is now ready to scan cards. Would you like to scan an Animal Crossing e-card? Animal Crossing e-card? The e-card. Anyway, if you were to look at your e-reader now, you would see a gyroid on it, just going back and forth saying now standing by. So at this point, you can kind of ignore the e-reader for now. We're just going to say, yes, I would like to scan a card. All my cards are underneath it. Yes, I will read card. Seat your e-reader into the Game Boy Advance and connect it to your Nintendo GameCube, which I've already done. Prepare your e-reader for communication. Press A when you're ready. I'm ready. You may now scan Animal Crossing e-card. I think the first one I'll scan is probably Nibbles, since we do have her. So you want to do it like relatively slowly. I've sent the letter that was on the card to your home in the mail. Thank you for your patronage. So now, if I can do it again, I'd like to get multiple, just so we can. I want to have like as many of the cards as I will own scanned, just because I thought it'd be cool. And you can scan multiple a day, so that's really nice. And then the passwords on the back of the cards, we're going to talk about those at some point as well. But for now, we're going to talk about those probably later in the episode. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and slide Joey's card. And there we go. And the cool thing is that these like letters we're pretty much getting them from the characters and stuff. And they're going to have some cool items on them, so be interesting to look at. Anyway, I would like to read the KK Slider card. The one interesting thing is that you can't use the pattern one, like the Jumpman Mario one that we got, here at the e-reader machine. That's actually used at the Able Sisters. So, for now, we can't really use it, but, like, we have it. And we could use it over there if we really felt like it. I don't really feel like it. Anyway, last one I'm going to do is Cap'n. I guess I could probably try and scan that one and see what would happen here. If we would get, like, I don't know, maybe some kind of fucking letter from Mario, which would be very confusing, but I think it would be fucking hilarious if it actually worked. We now scan an e-card. And it's relatively slow. It's like you're scanning, like, a barcode, like, manually, instead of just clicking it with something. Alright, I'm gonna also Shrek. Yes. Shrek is Drek. I completely agree. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and check and see if the design card works here. Though it might not, because the paper guide that we got that I showed off, it doesn't say that it's supposed to be used here anyway, so. This might be the one time we actually see an error. So, let me slide this card. Unfortunately, the card could not be read. Please try again once you have checked connection. It's not actually failing because of that. It's because this is not supposed to be used here. But yeah, these e-cards, I mean, they're not extremely useful. You're going to see what we get from them. But they're classic pieces of Animal Crossing's history. And I really want to just have a couple of them. There's one very specific one, like I said, that I want, but I don't know if I'm ever going to get that one. But I do have another way around it. Anyway, we're going to do an episode with that at some point. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and go to our house. And I'm going to go ahead and check and see what kind of mail we got from all of our best friends, like Joey, otherwise his name is Dobie, from Charborg's Animal Crossing series. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and see what we all got. So this one's from, I'm going to read them in reverse order. I want to read it from Nibbles. Hey, oh God, my voice. Hey, Frozen, why do you always wear that shirt around? Any particular reason? Do you really think it's that cool? Because if not, you should change it. Because it's not, you should change it. I thought you'd want to know. From Nibbles. That was a really dickish letter, but thanks, Nibbles, I guess. They're making fun of my fucking Dragon Maid shirt. I'm going to use the power of God and anime to kill them. Anyway, what kind of fucking present did you give me? I want to see. Got me a lovely lamp. Okay. Alright, what, Joey? Joey doesn't even know who I am. He does no idea who I am, but he's just, you know, training his mind to know me. Quack. Oh, I'm gonna give him a shitty... I can't really do a Charborg voice. My name is Dobby, and I live in the little town with Pikachu. Hey, Dobby! I don't know. Charborg didn't really do a voice for him. He just did, like, his normal voice, and I can't really copy his voice. I'm just gonna give him something fucking annoying.
That being I wear a shirt with a number on it doesn't actually mean I'm a jock. I actually like to hang out in my room and relax way more than I like playing sports. Joey.
Oh, no, better one. Better idea. Hey, yo, I'm Joey Wheeler. Quack, quack, Frozen. Just because I wear a shirt with a number on it doesn't mean I'm a jock. I actually like to hang out in my room and play Duel Monsters. And relax way more than I like playing sports. Joey Wheeler. That is my new joke. I forgot about that. Forgot about Joseph. What could this be? A letter from KK. Groovy, Frozen. I was playing a gig Sunday night in the next town over. Some record exec tells me they want to make me a star. I told him to buzz off. I gotta stay true to my music. Get a jam, KK Slider. You don't even know who I am. I've never even met you.
Then, arr, it's Cap'n. Ahoy, Frozen, 'tis good to be alive. A swarm swept me out to sea the other day and sank me only ore. I thought I'd be a goner for sure, but a giant squid carried me home. To sea, Cap'n.
Okay. I mean, they all do fit their personalities and such. What the fuck did Joey give me? He got me a backyard pool. Okay. What did KK Slider give me? He's got to give me something music-based. I don't know. He gave me a folk guitar. Folk. A fuck guitar is great. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and take this out as well. What did Cap'n give me? A letter cubby. I don't know what any of that means, but, you know, we're going to try and put some of them down. So I bet the folk guitar is probably going to be, like, really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that on my musical instrument one. It's literally an acoustic guitar. I love it. You see, the one cool thing is from the Music Man, and that's because it fits my music room. Anyway, let's check out the others in the top floor. Let's see. Letter cubby. I don't know what that is, but let's see what it is. That doesn't fit Cap'n all that much. Though those are usually seen in, like, you know, schools and stuff like that. And, you know, Cap'n is a kappa, which are known for, like, kidnapping and eating children. So maybe that is a little bit fitting. Anyway, guess I'll put it in here. It's anime. It's got a love note in it. It's so otaku-based. Look, I got a love letter. I can't see it. It's from Anka, and she said you should die. That's so nice of her. That's so nice of her. I'll fuck her in the ass tomorrow. Oh, God. Alright. It's a fucking pool. Okay. I mean, it's big. That's all I gotta say. And then what the fuck should she give me? A lovely lamp. This lamp sucks. I've seen this in the game before. So we got two kind of shit items. One kind of item, one pretty cool item. So, you know what, Nibbles and Joey? I'm taking your shit and I'm selling it to Nook.
I'm giving it straight to Nook. Welcome in. You want to sell bullshit your friends gave you? I can take it directly off your hands because I need to pay off my debt.
He's got way more debt for making this store versus mine. Anyway, I'm going to sell these things because I don't want them. Yes, they only sell for 647 bells. If you're wondering why I'm doing that, is because they're still going to be in the catalog, so there's no point in messing with that. But there's another part of the cards, and if you remember looking on the back when I showed you, there's a couple of weird things called passwords. Now, I've never actually shown this off before, but there is kind of a very easily exploitable way to get pretty much any item you want in the entire game. And it's completely abused by this piece of shit. These are called Nook codes. The passwords are called Nook codes. They are like, they're like 20, string of 20 numbers and letters that can be almost infinite. And on these cards, these like, you know, passwords are going to give you items and stuff like that. The weird thing is that somebody figured out how this system works. They figured out how the codes work and figured out that there's a way they can make every single code. They can make any code generate any item. So, if you really felt like it, and I didn't do this, you can actually use Nook codes to hack in infinite money. That means if you put in a certain code to Nook, you can get 30,000 bells just for telling him like a bunch of numbers and letters. And yes, that is a very easy way to get money. I believe you can only use Nook codes maybe a couple times a day. But, yeah, you can get infinite money that way, and that would have saved me a ton of time. But, you know, I felt like hurting myself, so it's just how that works. But the cool thing is that if you want to get certain items that are, for one, almost completely impossible to get because you can only get them through some of these, only through e-reader items, not all of them. Some e-reader items are completely barred off. Or you can only get them through special events like raffles. If you want to get those and not have to waste your time hurting yourself, you can go ahead and get them through Nook codes, which is something that I think I might be doing just due to the fact that Nook codes are OP, they're still in the game. It's not cheating, it's exploiting. And I always say, exploiting, that's where I can do it. Cheating, no. Exploiting, yes. So anyway, I'm going to be doing that quite a bit to go ahead and fill up my collection because I want to get a lot more instruments. So maybe next episode is going to be a bit of a house tour after I have a bunch of cool stuff in it. But I did want to go ahead and check and see what's in some of the codes that I have here. And the ones I want to try are Joey and KK. So, if you want to access Nook codes, go ahead and talk to Nook. And then go to other options or other things. As far as other things go, this is all I have to offer. So, you can do say code. Then tell me the password. So, this is where you go ahead and bring those codes we saw off the back of them. Like, you can get these off the internet, because these passwords are very easy to find, because pictures of these cards exist, while the actual physical cards are somewhat rare. There is a way to print cards. Very complicated, and I'll be talking about it in a different episode. But for now, I'm just going to put in a couple of them. So Joey's got a... And you guys can use these if you've been looking to get like these certain items. Because the way that you generate Nook codes to be used in the more complicated setting to like actually generate ones, you actually have to generate it using your player name and your town name. So, if your town name's messed up like mine, like it has a space in it, it's gonna fuck it up a little bit. But yeah, you have to actually insert all those things. Anyway, we've got... No, I do not need a space. We need 4GQ. Oh, he's at GDQ. Okay, understandable. Oh, come on, man. Just hit all the buttons. QR Mutami Tensei. Mutami? Yes, Mutami. R... V... These can be really long, because these are like 20 letters and stuff like that. And they can be all over the place. And some of them don't make much sense. Like, is this a lowercase L or an uppercase I? I think it's a lowercase L. E. If something's wrong, I'll know it's that one letter right there. WB, like WB Kids. No, did anybody remember that? I never even watched that. I watched it when it was fucking like JetX. I watched JetX when I was a kid. Nobody fucking remembers that shit. And then if you can't see the right symbol, you go ahead and go to punctuation. Lato. Latau. And then the last couple are number symbol, or pound, and then WS, or WZX. There we go. You've entered letters that have nothing to do with secret codes. Ow! It's because of the whole, you know. It's got all of the, what is it called? Extras. There we go.
Sorry about that. Password isn't valid here. Try sending it to one of the animals living in land. Yeah.
Huh? What do you mean?
You send it, right.
That. So you write that.
Write it exactly like that. You got that?
So these, oh, interesting to learn. These cards don't actually have anything to do with Nook codes. Interesting. Oh, it looks like it. Yeah, so they've got a different code for these guys, but you mail these? Okay, I've never known about that, but yeah. It's a good thing to at least explain the Nook code feature anyway, because it is something that you're going to have to pay attention to if you want to get cool shit. Like, if we actually, let's put in a Nook code right now, just because we want to look cool. So, I'm going to go ahead and look up some Nook codes. Animal Crossing. You go ahead and look up some item codes that we can grab. Let's see, there's the 30,000 bell password, but I don't need much of that. There's a password to get 100 turnips if you really felt like it. Let's do for NES games. We never even really talked about that. So, we saw it, I believe, at the very beginning of our Let's Play. We saw it when Nook was doing the raffle. There was like a little Nintendo that he was selling. Now that thing is kind of interesting, as there's a way to get these. There's a way to actually get those. And the coolest thing is that you can actually play NES ROMs on Animal Crossing, which is really fucking cool. So, I wanted to get these, but these are super hard to get. Like, extremely hard to get. So, I think I might code them in, just due to the fact that it could take forever. It could take years. And sorry to say, I don't want to be playing Animal Crossing GameCube, no matter how much fun I have with it, for the rest of my days. I kind of want to, play other video games, maybe even play other Animal Crossing games. So, sometimes you just gotta say, fuck it and run. Anyway, if you use this password, you can get it in your town as well. Let's see, that's 0. I need P. P, C, I need a percentage sign, okay. Percentage. Let's see, there's a lot of percentages. 8. If you actually hear, they're actually saying the letters when you press it. I'll let you guys listen for a second.
J, U, J, E, 5, F, J.
Yeah, they actually say the numbers and shit like that, which is kind of cool, but, like, that's kind of part of all of their text. If you ever hear the villagers speak, they're actually speaking what's actually being said. They're just saying it in such a broken way of speaking English because of how the word processor worked in this version versus the Japanese version, to the point that it doesn't really sound like English, but it sometimes sounds like English. So it's like, works sometimes, doesn't work all the time. Anyway, we're almost there. E up. So if I put this in,
I see. This Wario Woods is a prize for winning E-Bug,
what was that called?
:Z-D,
less than sign, apostrophe dash dot n period.
Congratulations. Thank you much.
So yeah, that one definitely generated by somebody online. There are like official Nook codes that were handed out and stuff like that. But doing that, we got a present that we can then open. And it says Wario's Woods. You ever played Wario's Woods for the original Nintendo? Thank you much. Also, it says thank you much. If we actually take this and go back to our house, which I guess will be our first unofficial collection of a bunch of Nintendo games that I am currently cheating to get, but I don't really care. I'm not using action replay codes. I'm just using what's in the game, so I'm completely okay with that. So if I now drop this down, now we have a Nintendo with Wario Woods on it. If we actually select it, would you like to play Wario's Woods? Sure, I'll play. Press the L button and R button, the Z button all at once to quit playing your NES. So yeah, this actually starts an emulator in your Animal Crossing game, which is fucking wild. This is a official, and I do mean official, Nintendo emulator on the Game Boy, or on the GameCube. The only one that, like, Nintendo ever made. And it's like, what? How could this fucking be? But yeah, I'm just playing Wario Woods. It's not like this game is very complicated, but it's like, I did it. Or something like that. But yeah, it's an official Nintendo emulator on the GameCube made by Nintendo. This wasn't like something made by fans or anything like that. And reportedly, it's one of the most accurate Nintendo emulators ever made. And it's very interesting about that because, you know, it was actually made by the developers. But yeah, you can play games like Balloon Fight, Baseball, Donkey Kong Jr. Math, Donkey Kong Excite-Bite, Golf, Wario's Woods, something called Super Tortimer, which I don't think is a game. I don't think that's a video game, but whatever. But yeah, you can play a bunch of different, like, you know, shit like that. If you want to go back, you press L, R, and Z. Resets the emulator and sends me back. Saving to the memory card. Do not touch. I don't really care. But yeah, it allows you to play, like, original Nintendo games on your GameCube, which is actually pretty cool. And people have figured out a way to hack it in so that you can play almost any like Nintendo game or Famicom Disk System game in the entirety of its history. That's kind of fucking wild. That's kind of fucking wild. Either way, I'm gonna end this episode here. So, in between episodes, I'm probably gonna be using a couple Nook codes in order to fit out my house because you know, it's been so barren and Nook sells absolutely nothing that I want to get some good shit for my house. So I'm gonna probably try and get some cool stuff, and I want to show it off to you guys next episode. But next episode, I'm going to be doing a house tour.
And before I end this episode, I want to thank all of my YouTube members, including the Disciples of Epsilon, Valric, Amber, and Phoenix, the Epsilon Sage, Spirit Rosewolf. Without you all, this channel wouldn't stay afloat. So thank you for all your support, and I'll see you guys next time!